Is Live Twin Bystial Control the best variant of Live Twin? Let's find out. Yo, what's up my bully boys, back here in another video. Hope you guys have an amazing day. Today's video is going to be a very interesting one because I'm showcasing a new deck that I haven't tried out before. I've never featured on the channel either, which is being a Live Twin Fiendsmith with a bit of a twist. It is Live Twin Fiendsmith with Bystial Control. So I really wanted to try out this deck for the longest time. I've seen plenty of other people do it, but I never had the chance to actually learn the deck and try testing it out. But with things like Yummy and Mitsurugi in today's format, being able to take advantage of banishing those powerful cards like Murokuma and stuff like that, making sure they don't get that into rotation, and shuffling it back with something like Regain, so that way they don't add it back to hand off of like something like Kusanagi. It's really nice, and I really wanted to try this because it has potential. And honest to God, no spoiler alert actually, this deck has really served me really well, just as much as Mitsurugi Live Twin has done with me in today's format, which is honestly saying a lot because Mitsurugi Live Twin is probably one of the best variants, if not the best variant of Live Twin be playing right now. And yeah, I really want to showcase you guys this. So today's video, I'm going to be showcasing not only a deck list, but also some games where I've tested out and played this deck. And let's just say some of the games are pretty crazy, so you're not going to want to miss those. So yeah, before we get started, don't forget to like and subscribe. We're trying to reach 1,000 subscribers, so if you haven't already, please consider doing so. I greatly appreciate it. And comment down below what you'd like to see in the future. I really want to know you guys' thoughts and what you want to see, because I'm honestly running out of ideas, and the more content I could post, the better. And I really want to give you guys as much content as I can, but given that I don't know all the time what to post, it's kind of hard to give you guys consistent content if I don't know what to post. So give me some comments down below, let me know. And yeah, let's hop right into it. So for the Live Twin engine, so if I'm going for a more Bystial Control heavy approach, I'm going to be cutting down on the Live Twin engine. So I cut down on the Live Twin engine quite a bit, as you can see here. I'm running one singular Live Twin key skill, okay? I know this is kind of crazy because it's one of the best starters, if not the best starter. But I honestly think since this deck really struggles against two things: full loss and board breakers, okay? You get absolutely trucked by board breakers, and full loss, forget it. You might as well be digging your own grave if you're playing into that, okay? So that's why I decided to max out on Frost, because not only is she play better into full loss, she doesn't give your opponent as many draws. Still, you're gonna give them a lot of draws, but it doesn't play into full loss that much. But what's it called? It also plays into board breakers pretty decently because it gives you extra draw on your opponent's turn. So you're drawing into hand traps. So if their opponent breaks your board, you still have plenty of hand traps to stop their engine, which is really sort of the idea with this deck. You want to be drawing as many hand traps as you can in order to interrupt your opponent enough where you could defend yourself against whatever board breakers they might have, right? So yeah, that's sort of the idea with this deck. And yeah, so only 3 Frost, 2 Kisco. I was running 2 and 2 for the longest time. By last minute, I changed it to 3 and 1. I just really think that this ratio is a lot better than just the 2 and 2 one I had earlier. Just because it's just Frost. Frost is better in this certain scenario. And then after that, you have the 1 Lila and 1 Sweet, of course, because you're running still the 1 Live Twin Kisco. Sometimes you do draw her as your normal summon. Sometimes you do want her to be as your normal summon. So sometimes you do need her. And having this Lila there is nice. And there's also a starter, so why not? It's not like it's a brick or anything. And then, of course, you have the 2 Snitch. I don't really want to max out on 3. Yeah, that's basically it. Basically, in this deck, I don't want to be drawing into multiple Live Twin cards that much, right? Because if your Live Twin cards get negated, let's say, for example, if you go ahead and normal summon a Frost and your opponent goes Cookie Yummy Way, right? So if they go Cookie onto your Live Twin normal summon, either the Frost, the Kisco, whatever, they flip it face down. What else are you going to do? Extend, because the Live Twins can't act as extenders, right? Any other, like, let's say if I have Frost, a Kisco, and a Snitch. If I summon out the Frost and then it get flip face down. Now those 2 cards are dead. So I really want to just only draw 1 live twin card at a time, right? Or 1 or maximum is 2, right? I really want to cut down on drawing those live twin cards and draw as minimal as possible, right? And then of course you also have the Fiendsmith engine. Of course we're running 3 engraver. Let's put the engravers here. Oh, that kind of looks kind of ugly, but you know, that's all right. 3 engravers. Of course, it's one of the best starters in the game. Also best extenders. Of course, you're playing 3. And it also pairs really well with the Bystials as well, because if you have Bystial control plus the Fiendsmith combo, even if you don't draw into your live twins, it's still a really powerful combo, right? Of course, you have the 1 Lurie, the 1 Lacrima, and of course the 1 Tract and 1 Fiendsmith the Paradise. I might cut this just for extra hand traps though. I'm still not 100% sure though. I might side this at most though. It's just depending, because on the Fiendsmith engine, if you only draw into Fiendsmith, you do want access to your Paradise, because it just fills in that gap against board breakers, as well as the lack of the board that you're having, right? Because you don't want to just end on like a Caesar or something like that, right? And of course you have for the Bystial engine, you're running the 1 Regained, and this is your target and only target for a Bystial Lubellion. Okay, you don't want to run more than what you need. Really all you need is the Branded Regain. This helps you a ton in the grind game, and it's just such a good card. Basically what it does is whenever you banish, you get to shuffle one of those monsters back in the deck, whether if it's yours or your opponent's, and then draw a card once per turn. Like, it's honestly, and you're going to be constantly drawing more hand traps, and you're going to be recycling things as well, depending on if it's yours or your opponent's, which is really nice, right? So, and it's really good against something like Malice too. Malice, this card is insane against Malice. And also, if your opponent normal special summons a monster, you could target 1 Bystial in your grave and special summon it. So you could like spam Magnum onto the board, or spam any of these boys here who also give you extra interruptions. Boldrick is also insane, by the way, but we'll get into that in a bit. So yeah, Regain is honestly the best card you could put in the deck, and I honestly don't think you need anything else. So you have 3 Bystial Lubellions, 1 Magnuma. Of course, this man is the GOAT here. This dragon is the GOAT. And then, of course, you have 2 Baldrakes here. I was considering putting Serenir here, but I couldn't really figure out any combos that you could do with Serenir that was actually worth it, since I don't play the Constellar card or whatever, the one that adds from graveyard to hand. So I really didn't think it was necessary. So I didn't play Serenir. But if you want to play more Bystial targets, you can. But I decided not to play a crazy amount of Bystial targets as well. Also, we're playing the 1 Jerusalem. The total of 4 Bystials. I decided not to play too many Bystials is because you have things like Draco Tail and Canine, which both don't really lose to Bystials. So I didn't want to have like my deck like lose to half the format. So even though you're playing Bystials, like they're not still not that terrible. You're just gonna have very like less like mediocre impactful targets, if that makes sense, right? You have the Mululu in Draco Tail. You also have like whatever other like lighter darks. I don't know what lighter darks they have in Draco Tail, but you could target whatever those are. And in Canine you have like stuff like Joku, I guess, and whatever that. No, Joku is a water, right? I know they have like something else that's a dark. Hold on, let me check real quick. So they do have Joku. Yeah, Joku's a dark. Okay, I thought it was a water for a second though. No, Joku and Lantern are both dark, so you could target either one of those, and you could banish those as well. So you're still gonna get value out of your Bystials, but it's not gonna be as much value as you like compared to something like Mitsurugi or Yummy, right? And yeah, so that's why I'm running only 4 Bystials. Usually you sometimes you want to side this out, but I haven't had a match against Draco Tail nor Canine yet, so it was mostly just Mitsurugi and Yummy with some with a mix of rogue decks. So it's just subject to change possibly, and it also depends on the format as well. And of course, for the rest of the hand traps, you have 3 Ash, 3 Full Loss, 3 Droll. I'm honestly considering siding Droll. I mean, of course, it's an out to a Full Loss, but it's really only good against like Mitsurugi, and some Yummy players are even going to only pure Yummy, and pure Yummy doesn't even lose to this card most hands. So it's like sort of awkward drolling your opponent when it's either Canine, Draco Tail, and pure Yummy, which none of those variants lose to that. So I might honestly side this out for something like Perulia. Like I might take out Perulia and slide this out instead, and play more like more hand traps that are like not in the once per turn, like Veiler or something like that. So the more I'm drawing off of Full Loss or like Meowls or something like that, I'm going to be drawing into more not in the once per turn hand traps, right? If that makes sense. And then of course you have 3 Imperm. I may change this out for Veiler, to be honest, because I'm constantly drawing cards on my opponent's turn, so I want to draw into cards I can actually play. And Imperm isn't one of those cards, because if you're drawing into them like drawing into Imperm with something like Frost or the key skills, they both draw you like 2 cards in your opponent's turn, and you don't want to draw into this. As well as if you Bystial your opponent first, you can't really Imperm, so it gives you like awkward sequencing here. So I'm honestly gonna most likely change this to Veiler. And then after that, you also have 3 Bell. 3 Bell is absolutely insane. I mean, it's good against Draco Tail. It makes the Draco Tail so easily with Ash and Bell. It makes the Draco Tail matchup so easy that you don't even need things like Retaliancy in the deck. Honestly, I honestly don't really have any cards that are needed to be specifically towards Draco Tail, other than something like Simul Archfiends. But this is like for any deck. So yeah, I don't really have anything like Retaliancy to specifically beat Draco Tail. Draco Tail is an easy matchup, to be completely honest. And then just 2 Nibiru's here, but Nibiru's like been kind of to be honest, like it's okay. It hasn't come up too much, but I'm also running only like 2 copies, so of course hasn't been coming up as much, but it's still like a really impactful card in theory, right? So I'm sort of like borderline here. I might cut it, I might side it, I might keep it in, but right now it's gonna stay in, okay? And then of course for the extra deck, 1 key skill, 1 Lilla, 1 Trouble Sunny, 1 Deal. Of course the main one-ofs that you need. The extra deck is tight as it is, so you don't need any multiples of these anyways, because you shuffle back this, and this with your Fiendsmith, and then 1 Lilla is just needed. You don't need more than 1 Lilla. You're not heavily relying on your Live Tune engine. And of course 1 Abow, 1 SP Little Knight, 1 Fiendsmith Requiem, 1 Sequence, 1 Agnum Day, 2 Desiree, and certain combos with the Fiendsmith you are going into Desiree on board plus the Paradise Engrave. So sometimes you do want to have like the double Desiree, but you can cut this out for something else if you choose to do so, like what's it called, Typhon or something, if you want to. You also have 1 Necro Quip, 1 Rex Tremende. Rex Tremende in theory is kind of good because you're going for more like that control approach. So if you're having like unaffected monster with a bunch of hand traps in hand, or like with a board wipe with it as well, I think it's kind of insane. Of course you still don't run Kyrie. Kyrie is absolute garbage, but in theory this card is really good, especially if you're only drawing into Fiendsmith, and depending on the matchup you do need to go for this card instead of something like Desiree or Caesar. And of course, and it's also better into like things like board breakers, stuff like that, right? And yeah, and then of course you have things Fiendsmith Lacrima and DDD Wave Hiking Caesar. For the side deck, 3 Perulia, 2 Meows. I really wanted to maximize on Molcharmies, because Molcharmies are really insane with more of a hand trap approach, because you could be constantly drawing into more and more hand traps. So usually, depending on the matchup, I usually side out like 2 Lubellions, a Paradise here. So depending on the matchup, like the Droll or Nib, and sliding all these Molcharmies in, so that way you have just like a bunch of Molcharmies, or like even the Psyframes here. The Psyframes also go in, and you just have like a crap ton of hand traps to play against your opponent, right? You can even like argue cutting the regain, siding it out, but I'm honestly not too 100% sure about siding patterns just yet with this deck. I've only just starting playing it, so it's not 100%, but that's something you can do, right? And yeah, so I'm also running the Psyframe packages. Psyframe package is insane, but I might cut this, to be honest, but just because of the fact that Bystial is again, and Nibiru puts bodies on your board, and after you put bodies on your board, you can't really go for the Psyframes. But honestly, that's not gonna really happen too often, so I might just keep them. I'm keeping them in for now, right? I know I'm like saying like I'm cutting out like a lot of things, but you know, it's still not 100% yet. This is still like a theory. I'm still theorizing the deck. And of course, 2 Thrust and 1 Talons, 1 Call by the Grave, 1 Simul Archfiend, and then 1 Solemn Judgment to round off the deck. Overall, I'm pretty happy with the deck list. Of course, I will just to wrap things up here, I'm gonna cut the imperm for Veiler, probably, most likely, depending, unless there's a better hand trap I could put in. And yeah, so that is it for the main deck. That's it for the deck in general. Let's go on to some matches to show you guys how this deck is supposed to be played. All right, welcome to the first match of today's video. This is game 2, by the way, because of the fact that game 1's match replay didn't really work. It bugged out and recorded like only the halfway through the match, and I really didn't want to show you guys some like crappy replay. So this is just game 2. Just to summarize game 1 though, I hand trapped him a bunch of times until like he couldn't play no more. It went passed back to me. I had an imperm plus 2 key skills and 2 key skill frost and a Lila. I normal summoned Lila. He went droplet and Book of Eclipse. Yeah, it was a struggle for real. So yeah, we're gonna go on to game 2 here. Game 2. Oh, so he ended up going first. Game 2. So I'm going first here. And yeah, so we're gonna go track, grab Lurie, discard Lurie, summon the Lurie. No fool lost here. Let's freaking go. We're gonna go Requiem, summon Lacrima, dump the Engraver, summon back Engraver, and then we're gonna go ahead and equip the Requiem to the Lacrima. And after that, I go into Necro Equip and then go into Xyz into Caesar. Next, we're gonna go ahead and normal summon Frost, link it to Deal. Deal sends Sweet. Now we are protected from things like Nibiru and stuff like that, which is absolutely insane. So we're gonna go ahead and go Lila, Key Summon by Kisco, draw into Snitch, really nice here. And next, after that, I did do a misplay here. I should have probably just went Lubellion here, and then after that, banished the Frost in order to summon back to the Magnuma, so that way clear some space on my board. By linking it off with the Lila or something, going to just end on this here, but with the whole like regained and everything set up, right? But that's alright still. Like, I just really needed room here because the only problem with the Bystial engine, it does like sort of clog up your main monster zones because you need things like Bolt Drake and like access to Bolt Drake on field and stuff like that in order to take advantage of your Bystials. And like the Live Twins take 2 slots because after you go Trouble Sunny's effect, you have 2 monsters on board. You have the Baoku that ends up being here. You have a Caesar that ends up being here. So you usually only end up having 1 slot left to have room for, right? So I should have just went Bystial first and then banished the Key Skill Frost because I didn't want to banish it yet. Because depending on what I was going to draw here, but I honestly shouldn't have been greedy about it and just banished it. Anyways, right? So we're gonna go ahead and go Baoku here, discard the Frost, summon back to Trouble Sunny. We're gonna go Bystial, banish, summon itself, then go into regained off the Lubellion, and then we're gonna pass turn here with Lubellion field, Baoku, Trouble Sunny, Caesar with a regained setup, set Judgment, a Ball Drake on end phase off of the Magnuma, plus the Bell in hand. So an absolutely insane board, plus a draw off of the Frost on our grave, plus the Lacrima setup that's very nice here that could get us to our access to our Paradise. So we're going to move along to end phase here. He's going to go ahead and go draw. We're going to go Memento Goblin. Goblin's going to send 2, which is fine. He's going to go Memento Fusion. We negate Memento Fusion. We're going to go ahead and he's going to go Tatsunushu. He's going to go ahead and go burn for 200 each. And we burn for 200, gain 200. Next after that, we're going to go Lila, pop, Kisco, draw. So he doesn't get the Tatsushi thingy, whatever. So he's gonna summon the Hakirion from grave or whatever. I hate these Memento names, man. I can't stand them. They're so like horrible to say. Like all these are so confusing. I mean, except for Goblin. Goblin and Sleepy are fine. But overall, yeah, we just have such an overwhelming board here that he couldn't even play through it. I mean, he didn't even get through half our interruptions. We still had a Baoku, a Solemn Judgment. We still had the Bell in hand. We still have the Lacrima engraved. So many so many disruptions, and he still couldn't handle it. So we go on to game 3, and let's go on to game 3. All right, welcome to game 3. This is gonna go. He's gonna be going first here, and this is a pretty interesting match. So I end up drawing into Sweet, Engraver, Delta, Meows, and Frost. Pretty interesting hand. So he's gonna go ahead and go Fiendsmith Engraver into Tracked. He's going to grab Lurie, discard Lurie, and then we're going to go Meows in response to Lurie, so we get to draw a nice card. We go into Magnuma, which is kind of nice. What we're going to do here is, I do kind of misplay here, if I'm being completely honest. What I should have done was, when Engraver's effect triggered, I should have banished it off the Magnuma. But the reason why I didn't do that is because I thought he was just going to go link into the sequence anyways, just to go for the exact same thing that he was gonna go for. But I should have done that, because that way I wouldn't have let him keep the Tatsuno Shigo thingy on board, right? But I think he still could have played through that anyway, so it's still like an okay play. But at least I still remove one interruption that I'd have to deal with. So I removed the Fiendsmith Requiem Engrave, which does prevent him from getting into that like little sort of like Lacrima Requiem play, which is still fine. It's still beneficial. And yeah, so we're gonna go ahead and he's gonna go sequence, shuffle back 3, go into Desiree. I'm assuming to play around board breakers, but I'm going for a more hand trap approach, so that doesn't really matter. We're gonna draw into Full Loss, which is insane. So we're gonna go into Full Loss, and now he's absolutely cooked here. I would assume he would pass turn here, but he decided to take on the challenge and play through both my Charmies. So he's gonna go Goblin here, Goblin effect, dump 2. He's gonna go Gaddock. Gaddock is gonna grab something. We're just gonna get so much value here. We're gonna fast forward here. You know, he's gonna keep on going. Yep, Sleepy summon. Sleepy is gonna fusion summon. We're just gonna go ahead and keep on going here. Keep on going. We're gonna go Memento Mictlan. What? We're gonna go and draw into another card here. Nice big hand here. We're just gonna keep on drawing cards. We draw into a Druid Swarm here. He's gonna go SP Little Knight. We're drawing into another card, and he's gonna go and summon Combined Creation, and he ends turn here, which is gonna give us let's see, a whopping 14 cards in hand. Amazing. 15 cards in hand for draw phase. Really, really nice here. So we're going to go Lubellion, grab our last Baldrake in deck. He's going to go ahead and go Combine Creation, summon back from grave. I wasn't sure if this was once per turn. Yeah, it is once per turn. So he was going to summon out a monster from grave, which this would have been a pop 2. So I don't really want him to get a quick effect pop 2, because that sort of like effect really hurts this deck. So I didn't want that happening. So we're going to go ahead and go Chainlink 1 Druid Storm, Chainlink 2 Full Loss, just in case he fusion summons. And I think he does here, so that's why I did that. So I just really want to take advantage of that Full Loss here. I could have went Perulia, which I probably should have done. I would have gotten extra draws anyways. It doesn't really matter. I have such a big hand, it doesn't really matter. I should have done it just to do it. But yeah, we're gonna go Druid Swarm here. Then he goes what's it called, Mace, in order to go ahead and steal my Druid Swarm, so I can't use the effect of Lubellion Engrave, which is kind of unfortunate. So I just go Baldrake here in order to steal. I mean, it's sort of summon himself, and after that we're gonna go Lubellion here. Then Lubellion effect, he's gonna go ahead and banish with the SP Little Knight. Is gonna go place the Regained here. We're gonna go Engraver, grab the Tract, summon Tract. Act Tract, grab Lurie, discard Lurie. Lurie's gonna summon himself. He's gonna add Sleepy to hand, and after that, he's gonna summon back the Creation King, which is gonna pop 2 on my side. And we're gonna go with Tract. So Tract has a basically a polymerization effect for any Fiendsmith monster specific. So we get to fusion from hand, since we have so many lovely cards in the hand. We get to fuse off the Lacrima plus the Engraver in order to go for our Lacrima. We're gonna go Lacrima, target the Engraver to summon the Engraver. So this is gonna basically potentially bait out the Sleepy, since I could go into Caesar, and I want him to bait out. I want to bait out more interruptions, basically, right? So he's gonna go ahead and negate with Desiree, which is fine. Another interruption baited. We're gonna go ahead and go Engraver, summon himself back. He's gonna either Book of Eclipse us. He Books of Eclipse us, or he just goes Sleepy effect. Either one of them was fine. And he Books of Eclipses us, so it removes the Sleepy and the Book of Eclipse on the field. So now we have, I don't think we have any more disruptions to deal with. So we are free to pop off here. So we normal summon Sweet, especially the what's it called, the Frost. We go into deal just have us some nice lifetime protection. We're gonna go into Requiem here. Requiem summon back Engraver from hand, because we have no more in deck because we just drew our entire deck. We're gonna go and go Lilla, summon back Keyskill, summon back Lilla, go ahead and pop. And then after that, we're going to go Troublesome and summon back to 2 twins. Keyskill's going to draw a card. We're going to draw into an Ash. Very, very nice. We're going to summon back the Sweet. Reason why I didn't pop this just yet, because it's going to send a card in my field to grave. I didn't want him to get too much, like... I didn't want him to get... Okay, hold up. Let me check something. Okay, never mind. He didn't have Lacrima Engrave. I didn't want him to... Because, like, it's very awkward here If I would have popped it with like something like the Lila, or like if I would have sent it with a Jerusalem, he would have sent my like one of my twins, and then it would have been quite awkward trying to deal with that there. So I had to wait till last minute in order to send it, so that's why I did that. So I did bait out the Desiree here now. So I gotta go ahead and go Agnum Day. Desiree is gonna shuffle back, I believe, an Engraver in order to send the Desiree, in which the Desiree targets our Agnum Day, which is kind of weird, to be honest. I guess he just tried to bait out our Agnum Day, which is fine. I mean, he would have lost either way. No, actually, he wouldn't have lost either way. I mean, it could have been. I don't know. I'm honestly not sure. But yeah, we're gonna go ahead and equip these last two Fiendsmith cards on field, and we end up winning the game from there because we have damage per game. But what I think he should have done was just send the Lelas out where he wouldn't die. He basically wouldn't have died because I don't think I had any more other cards that I would be able to summon in order to be able to beat him. But still, I think it would have been a really hard time given that the field that he had. Like, he banished my. I mean, he would have had the SP that would have came back, and whatever he has in grave, because I know Fusion has a grave effect. But we had so many like hand traps in hand. No matter what he did, I don't think he would have been able to, especially with the draw 2 that I would have been getting after on end phase after the book is resolved. It just was basically impossible for him to win from there, right? So yeah, that's at the end of this match. I also want to give you a bonus game that I really want to show you guys that really shows the power of the Bystials being able to grind out the game enough for us to win. So let's go on to that match. Alrighty, so welcome to the bonus game in today's video. This is going to be going against Mitsurugi, pure Mitsurugi. I really want to show you guys how the Bystials just really up the game for this deck, and really wide, basically gives you the reason of why we're even running Bystials in the first place. For matchups like these that really usually are a struggle for live twin, but just make it a whole lot easier, right? So we're gonna go into Lubellion here, bait out any Drolls or something like that, because I really want Droll to be I was about to say something crazy. I really want it to be put onto me, but not in a sus way, I swear. But I really want them to use Droll against me, because then after that I don't have to worry about Full Loss or Perulia or any of those Mulch Army cards, right? So yeah, we're gonna go ahead and go Kisco, Sunbag Lila, and we're just gonna basically full combo from here. He has no hand traps, so we're gonna be able to pop off fully from here. And the Bystials like really give this deck a very like good grind game, because of the fact that that regain exists, of course, and Bystial Magnuma always adds from deck or grave every end phase, which is absolutely insane. I feel like it should have been only able to add from deck, but it adds from grave too, which is really nice, and it just makes the deck absolutely insane. I did do a little bit of an awkward line here, but the reason I did that is just to save myself extra space. Since I am about to have 3 Bystials in hand, I really wanted to maximize those value of the Bystials and leave myself enough space for where I am able to use all 3 of these slots, right? So yeah, we're gonna go ahead and grab 2 Baldrakes and a Jerusalem. We're gonna go ahead and he's gonna go Salesman. I forgot what he called here, to be honest. He calls Caesar, which is respectable, of course. I mean, I can negate pretty much any. Okay, what is this? Okay, I pretty much could negate any of his ritual spells. So he's gonna go pre-prep. We're gonna go Bell here. There's really nothing to worry about here. He goes again and goes prayers, tribute to Saji, grab the Mitsurugi, Habakiri, and to summon back to Saji effect. We're gonna go ahead and summon back the Magnuma since he summoned a monster. And Magnum will grab on end phase, so that's really nice follow-up there. He's gonna go ahead and go banish. We're gonna banish our own Lila, so we summoned about the Baldrake. Reason why we summoned Baldrake here is because I knew he was gonna go Murakumo, and I wanted to banish his Murakumo so he doesn't really have that much oppression on me, right? If that makes sense. So we're gonna go regained here. He's gonna go Murakumo. Forces this. There's a lot of chains here. I'm honestly not sure what chains are happening here, so I'm just gonna trust in it. So I'm gonna go. He goes. Kozanagi, grab back the ritual. Chainlink 2. Where is Chainlink 2? I don't know what Chainlink 2 is, but we have Chainlink 3. Baldrake attempting to banish the Murakumo. No, the Murakumo is gonna pop as Chainlink 2. Baldrake Chain Link 3 banishing, and of course Chain Link 4 put back the Lela in order to draw a card. Chain Link 5 is gonna go ahead and attempt to make us negate, and Chain Link 6 is about to dodge his board wipe, right? So a lot of stuff happens here, but this is basically the end result. We're gonna go ahead and go Lacrima effect to burn for 12, and then summon back to Lurie. And after that, he goes Artemasa, grab the Murakumo. He has second Murakumo, of course. Gotta love to see it. And then, of course, summons out the next Murakumo. He attacks for game. He attacks over to Lurie. We had Droll there, which is really, really nice. It's a freaking lifesaver there. Thank goodness for regain. And I think we drew off a regain, right? But anyways, pass back to us. We're going to go with Baoku effect in order to draw a bunch of cards here. I believe we draw 5 and put back 5 because we have a zombie here, a dragon. Okay, where's my card here? Okay, it's a zombie, a dragon, a fiend, a spellcaster, and yeah, that's it. So, no, we draw 4 and put back 4, right? But anyways, yeah, we draw 4, put back 4. We end up putting a bunch of cards. We keep the thrust and keep the snitch, right? We're going to go thrust, grab talents, and after that, go snitch, grab the key skill, summon back the sweep from grave, and after that, he's going to go effect of Futsu in order to summon back the Kusanagi. Kusanagi grab back the prayers, and after that, we go ahead and summon back the Magnuma since the regained effect triggers off of him summoning back this Kusanagi. And next after that, Magnum will grab off of end phase again, which is really nice here. We're gonna go summon back Asagi. Asagi's gonna grab Ritual. We're gonna go Talents, take the Futsu sideways to get no more value. Next, we're gonna go Link Sequence, shuffle back, go into Rex Tremende here. We're gonna go Requiem, summon back Lacrima. I really just went for the Requiem here, just so that way I could have another Link Engrave. So that way I have a high attack Rex Tremende here. We're going to go Rex Tremende. Rex Tremende is going to grab Engraver. Engraver goes ahead and grabs Subtract. I just did this just to do this here, just in case. And next after that, we're going to go ahead and equip the last 2 Links Engrave, which is going to give us a nice 7200 beat stick, attacking over his Kusanagi. And that is being game since this secret effect of Agnum Dei applies, where it gives our monster piercing damage, which does come up a ton, surprisingly. So yeah, that is it for today's video. My bubbly boys back. Hope you guys enjoyed today's video, and I'll be seeing you guys next time. Peace.